Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video, again was my office, was my day. What I did, it actually that IT is exciting, and IT is exciting when you are eager to share things that happen to you. I am very much happy of it and proud of it. So, if you have watched my previous video, you must have known that 29 new switches arrived in our data center, and we have to configure and assemble them. So today is the start of the configuration or the beginning. And today I did know that the Dell switches also contain modified version of iOS. Quite similar, but there are prominent differences in between them. So while configuring the Dell switches, having some sort of because I am familiar with most of the watch some kind of troubles and complexity, because simple commands like for example these switches which is Dell and let me once again L, yes, 3048 was N048. So these are L3 layer 3 switches. Simple commands like in an interface configuration mode have to pass no switch port in order to enable the IP routing on, and these commands like this typical command giving me way around. So without any further delay, let's go to my computer screen right here, and this is the beginning of the day. This is one of the switch. It is the Dell. What did I did? I zoomed it. So this is Dell S3048, and this is an another switch which is Dell Dell where it was N3048. So I have shooted enough of it. My whole day was spent configuring this. Actually, the fault was on my NIC, network interface card of my computer. So I have to use a separate dongle because every time I'm configuring the switch via the console cable, as you can see, the white cable connected. The console cable connected via USB port to the RJ45 port of the switch. Every configuration was fine, but as you can see, there's an Ethernet cable also connected with my PC. The pings were not succeeding. So we were very perplexed what was the issue. Everything is being fine. So we searched every manuals that we can find online, Dell support forums, etc. But actual the issue was on my our NIC card. So we paid for an external card and then the issue resolved. But it was time to leave the office. I have to come back say again, oh, sorry, tomorrow again, it's my another chance play with this. And I also want to share you a few things. For example, this is the notepad that I am maintaining regarding the switch. Let me make it zoom. I cannot able to yes, yes. So this is the switch Dell N3048. So I was going by the what the official manual on the Dell website, and I have copied the few lines. For example, in order to check out the managing switch stack, because I have already mentioned that in data centers switch stacking is a common practice in order to maintain or enlarge the number of ports. So we have to configure IP routing, which can be found on page 1063. It was a whole 2000 plus pages PDF. Okay. So by accessing the CLI, here is a link to a YouTube video which also shows how to update the firmware of the switch. So before deploying the switch, it is our task to update the firmware. So the switch gets its uh, patches, security patches. Then after that, we have to configure, sorry, after that, we have to configure its privilege label. First, we have to create a command in Dell switch. Then after with the same IP address that we assign to its VLAN, we can access the control panel of the switch via a web browser. And Let me go to the web browser also. So this was the IP 10.20.2100 that I configured on a switch. No, this was regarding CML. So it was a different IP. And what was it? Never mind, it doesn't matter. You just have to create an IP, assign an IP to a VLAN, and by entering the same IP on this web browser Omnibox, you will get an web GUI for the switch. And after that, from there, you can be able to configure it. But there's a catch in it, and the catch actually reminds of something of the default privilege level. Suppose you have created a username admin and password admin, but you haven't mentioned the level. What will happen? A username will be created with a password, and you can definitely log in from the web browser using the same admin, but you are not able to configure anything because of the presence of level. Because by default, a Cisco switch has a privilege level of level 1, which means that you can only use the 5 command. And even the web GUI is also limited by the same thing. You can only log out, enable, disable a few commands, and read some manuals that pre-exist on the switch and exit there. And finally, here is the step to update the firmware on the switch. And after that, all these creations, I have done something else in my pastime, which is, one second, let it load, which is creating a few thumbnails regarding this. So this was the thumbnail number one that I have also created there. And I have also I have created but haven't uploaded it yet. Let me find it on my files, documents, pictures. So that's it. This thumbnail is for these kinds of video. So that's all for this session. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.